The following is a presentation of MRE Uno, Division 1. It's time to turn up the electricity on the dance floor today as we have entered the Electric 8, the regional finals of this Masquerade May, and it's going to be an electrifying day, much less an electrifying matchup to start us off, as we bring you the Cupid Shuffle regional finale between the... Oh, God. Yes, Bad Brad, the 7 seed, and the 9 seed. Oh, yeah. And my audio was muted that entire time. Can you give me that one more time?
Monster Myth! Dang it.
Oh,
That's all right.
well. Oh, well. Anyway, yep. 7 versus 9. So we take a look at the Electric 8, the final 8 players standing in this tournament. We are in the top left. Cupid Shuffle Regional Final is on the way. You look at it, 3 of the 4 regions, the player that beat the top seed in their region have made it this far. The only exception being Dragon Dance. So we have Myth and Brad here, and then coming up in just a couple hours, around 3 Eastern Time, Seth Cole, who took out KT. Myth took out Captain in this region. Seth Cole, he'll be taking on the Cinderella story of the tournament, one of them, in Toaster Guy, the rookie, 14 seed from New Zealand. Crikey. And then we have Ghost and Yoshi on the top right. That's in the Acrobatic Regional Final. That is at 8 o'clock tonight. That is 8 versus 6 in this region. And that'll be a fun one to watch as well. And then tomorrow afternoon, about the same time we start Seth and Toaster today, Tago and Ed Ziemba, the other 14 seed to make it. 2 14 seeds have made it this far. And Tago, the highest remaining seed left in this tournament. What chaos it's been. No 1 seeds have made it anywhere near this round. And the highest seed remaining is a 5 in Tago, and he will take on Ed Ziemba. But we have Myth and Brad on the way shortly as we bring it into the table. We got Brad and Myth here. We got KT here doing everything again for me today. And KT, this is going to be an interesting one to watch. A lot of adversity for the bot for many players, whether it be, and sometimes people benefit, some people find a way to just you can get hosed, but it's going to be an interesting one to see how it all plays out, but it seems like the bot has kind of taken more narratives from us, in a sense, and really, I just don't know what to say other than what are the keys for these guys to try and play against the grain with how the bot's been treating everyone lately?
This is a tough one to read, man. I mean, you look at Brad. I mean, Brad really, he knows that he's on house money. He's the highest remaining player left in Super League, right? Forget the seeding in Super League. This is it.
Super League. Yep, he is number 12 in rankings.
He knows that. He knows he wins this tournament, he's going to be a top 3 player. It's almost guaranteed at this rate. With how much chaos it is, he wins this whole thing. He gets even out of this round. It's looking really good. The problem is he's going against probably I would arguably say top 5 players in the league in terms of luck. This guy gets monster luck. And there's not really a way to combat it. Brad had no +4s or +2s in that game 8 or 9 against ALP, who was absolutely crazy after huffing some Sharpies. and Brad, look, I mean, he should have lost to JT. He should have lost to Ellison. JT should have lost to Clint. This whole top of the region's been crazy. I have a question for him. I'll let you kind of. It's your show, but I do have a question for him. Not so much for Myth. I don't have much for a question for Myth because I got a feeling I already know his answer, so I'm just gonna ask a question to Brad here
Go
after you
for
do
it.
your spiel. You want me to do it now?
Go for it. Yeah, go.
All right, Brad. Look, you said. Remember, I have elephant-like memory. I don't forget. You said, KT, I am not going to be playing no practice games, nothing till game one of Myth. That's fair. Well, I want to know in that break since the last time you played, right against ALP in prime time last Monday to now, what have you done to mentally decompress and recompartmentalize knowing you've seen the bot go absolutely insane, ballistic. You were here for some matches. You were here for that Yoshi match. You were here for some matches on Wednesday with Ghost and Clay, just tuning in. How have you been able to reset your mind, basically recompartmentalize this crazy tournament, and how are you going to lock in today? Because I know you said I am not playing a game of Uno until game one of Myth. Well, we're about to find out in about 5 minutes of what's going to happen. So let me know. Sure, I don't really got anything from Myth. It's all you on that one. I
Yeah.
already know. I already know his mindset coming in.
Yeah.
It's going to be he needs that monster luck, and if he gets it, he's going to be in the range because that's really what it is. The narrative, sure, there's the narrative, right? The bot's going to be throwing out these crazy narratives of ammo. The key is it split ammo, as in both get it, or is it just going to be one sided? I don't think we've seen a game short where it's been no ammo on no ammo at the start. It's been someone's getting ammo, and if no one gets the ammo, then at some point it's bailout heaven, and that's the thing. There's just nowhere. There's nowhere to hide, nowhere to run. We're basically at the mercy of whatever happens with the technology, which is crazy to say for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. Um, just talking about these two guys' roads. Guess we can go with that. Myth, two straight 5-game gentleman sweeps to begin the tournament for him. He took out Zach 9/8, 9/1 against Cap. Took him out in 5. Some crazy luck there, arguably, and obviously we had a terrific series against Vapor. Went the distance, and so did too Brad in that as we were talking about in that question. He also just started off with a 6-game win over Brock and a 6-game, or no, that's ALP. He had the 6-game win, 7-game win over Ellison. Obviously, we talk about that. Probably should have lost to Ellison. Probably should have lost to Turner. Both of which reverse swept Turner in 7, and then went the distance against ALP. And now here he is. We'll see what he does here. As he says, sometimes I just have to not think about Uno. I know I can play well enough. I've played so many competitive games now that I have little reason to practice. A lot of confidence there from Brad there, KT.
Yeah, Brad, real quick. I know you're a man of walking. What was your favorite walk in this last week? I know you like to walk. You said in the press conference. What was that one walk you took that really opened up your mind? Anything in particular? Any scenic day out there in the old Washington State? What do you got? Any scenic walk that
The
helped you clear your mind?
PNW.
Yes, sir. Good old PNW. He's supporting those Supersonics, the old Supersonic.
Yeah, you see the color there on the scoreboard.
I'll keep it fair. I guess if I had to ask one, because like I already said, we already know your game plan. Keep it low, right? Don't go anything above 10. I just walked around and forget about the line. Calm down. I like it. This is little Zen Brad, baby. Zen Buddha Brad. Anyway, Myth, your thoughts on just playing Brad? You've seen him in this league before. You've seen a monster amount of practice cups in your league before. Your thoughts on playing Bad Brad? And just overall thoughts.
I'm not sure what to expect here because I haven't really played against him besides one game in a practice game in my server. But I mean, anything can happen. I mean, different opponent, different play style. It's going to be a matter on who can play better.
All right, that's all I got. I'm good.
All right, then. Well, we mentioned the roads. We have a 4 series over the next 2 days to see who will be competing in this tournament's final 4. It's Myth and Brad. It's on the way. And KT, let's get that table call.
All right, Bad Brad, game 1. How many cards, my friend? What are we thinking? 1 o'clock. Let's get. All right, let's do the old classic 11 heaven. All you, Short.
All right, they both join up here on the 11 Carter. Brad has the has the start button ready to go. Myth pulling the deafen strategy, and we are in on a red 2, and this regional finals underway.
Rounds underway. Red 2, like I said. Unfortunately, short in the past, I can really say, you know what? I really could say the game could crescendo about 4 or 5 cards. I'm not going to say anymore today. I'm not. Because it can crescendo right now.
Yep, it really can.
And that's the scary part is when it can crescendo right now, is they're both, well, Brad always deafens. So it's just going to be me.
So
They
they're
can't
both
hear us.
deafened. Yeah, we're in an echo chamber.
Yeah, thank you, Drip. But the point is, where did I write the invoice, Drip, on that? By the way, appreciate you.
See now we can expose their playbooks and they don't hear anything.
Well, I really, honestly, short. I hate to say it, but I don't know Mid's playbook. It's just monster luck. I mean, that's not a playbook, right?
Yeah,
That's
it's
just
interesting. Yeah,
bad. Now, bad Brett, I know his playbook, right? He's going to play a little bit cleaner, not going to switch as much, try to run the ammo down to about 4 or 5 cards. Myth is going to be aggressive. There it is.
Yep, right into that green switch. First switch of the game, he finds some, but Brad makes it trips with the yellow.
He's going to go for the undercut. Smart move. Smart.
And
I don't mind that
for
Brad. Undercut. Yep, I don't mind the undercut. But right now, Brad, he's liking what he's seeing right here. That undercut's what he thrives on. He's going to go for it right now. Attack. Good for Brad. One up this time for Myth. And we always talk about this, Chief. I mean, Chief. Yeah, I'll call you Chief now. Short. Why not?
All right, Chief. Yeah, go.
Oh, we always talk about this sort as we go 2-7. Is there's bad Brad with the backdoor switch to green. Back to it.
Can Myth ditto play?
Can Myth win games without the monster ammo? We're going to find out. Because you saw it against Vapor. Those first 6 games, when he wasn't getting it, it wasn't clicking. The moment he changed the algorithm down to 5, it clicked. That's what Brad's got to be wary of today.
We talk about algo awareness. It seems to be a big thing to talk about now with all this bot narrative control here.
There's Brad.
As Brad with a run to the finish.
Monster.
Whoa.
But that's good. That's good isolation, Short. I don't mind that play from Brad. That's great ISO. Brad, that's great ISO awareness right there. I was just telling Short while you were deafened, you're kind of a guy that really doesn't switch. And I said it, Short. I called it, right? You're kind of the guy that likes to crescendo a game at 5 to 6 cards, the old school strat. You did a great job of saving that monster run there. Talk to me about how you saved the monster run, but ultimately, when that yellow switch where you were able to undercut gave you a 2-color strategy back to green, you were playing with it. How'd you get Myth off his game on the 2-color? And big win there in 2 minutes. Talk to me through it. Myth, this is what we talked about, man. You know, you didn't get much. It looks like right there. Is that something you just have to accept and say, hey, it wasn't my stuff going right there? What was going on? Not much ammo. You just got hosed on the undercut. Maybe you had something in green, or it just didn't matter. Talk me through it.
I didn't really have anything. The only form of ammo were red cards, but it didn't matter because I didn't have any number cards, and I didn't want to burn off my ammo too early.
Sure, you can see it. He's using with I just got the right switches.
He really did have the right switches, yeah.
Which was my last number. He's sending.
Wow.
Remember, this is the same bad Brad who said against ALP, he don't got 5, he don't got power play. That's all I got. This guy's oozing. You can see it. His confidence is there. I think Myth is starting to get on notice.
Yeah, his opening comments were oozing confidence as well, and then none short of it here. Really, K2, it really was just a play an A type game for Brad. I mean, did you see a draw from him? No.
No.
He had all the right switches, in fairness. Myth gave him those numbers, but still, it's very plan A oriented, and once he had that last number, he could run it, and that's all she wrote.
Remember, 2 power plays today, too. Brad knows all you got to do is get the 3 wins, and those 2 power play locks become easier, that's something to note. Urgency will pick up.
Obviously, you got to find the right scenario where a power play can benefit you, so we will see how that goes. So, Brad picks up game 1. Still got a long way to go. Let's go to game 2.
Bad Brad, 11 working, but you can't pick it. What are we going for game 2? On the money. I had a feeling 11-10 special. Bad brag. I'll take this one. That was too good. He comes in for game 2 after losing confidence in game 1. He talked about moving and grooving on his walks in the PNW, and he gets a yellow reverse switch, potentially off the start. Oh, it's getting spicy, short. First ammo start. Both are deafened. We can go back to exposing.
Expose the playbook. Anybody in the big disco region watching. But yeah. So we'll see what Brad wants to do here. Does he give himself an early lead? A bigger lead? Yeah, he does. Doubles it into the blue.
He's got to be aggressive. Now he knows that, remember, he's dropped this down to 10. That's on the critical point of Myth where he can start to get that luck. So he's going to try to play aggressive here. Smart call from Brad. Because we know what's coming in game 3, sure. We know what's coming. The 7-game merchant is coming.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Man, he runs a league on 7-game best of 5s. It's going to be probably a game 3 7, but we'll see. You might want to venture a little bit here, being down 2-0. It's going to be an interesting thing. Because obviously being down 2-0, you may think about changing the momentum some way. We'll see what happens, though, as Brad switches for the green.
Bad Brad on the green. Myth going to potentially undercut.
Ooh,
he does.
Yeah, he does with the double. Looking for the triple. Looking for the quint. For the quint. +2 to Brad there.
Yeah, that was monster.
Quints it back into blue as well. That could be an ISO play here.
That ain't no coincidental moment right there. No
yeah, exactly.
But Bad Brad, 2 freshies now. Let's see what he can do. He knows how to walk this line. He's bad.
Anyway. I have been made aware that deafened users can still hear soundboards, so they just randomly heard a cricket. +4 into the green now, and Brad with the possession arrow lead. Myth can tie it with a play here, and he's going to switch to yellow. What does this mean for Brad? He will continue to go, so he's still with the possession arrow lead.
Remember, 2 freshies off the start, or 2 freshies off the start, fading that yellow look was possible from Brad. And there it is, the undercut back to green.
Back to green.
Smart move.
But Myth can play. And it's a classic switch there.
But Myth can run. Yeah,
Myth had him. Oh, there is Myth dry now. We are headed for the Draw City Hotel for the first time in this series.
Looking like Plan B finally reenacted right here. I don't think we're going to be on Plan A. No way.
It looked like it with that run that Myth had there. Well as that +4 response from Brad.
Well, a little bit of top deck from Brad. We haven't seen much of top deck much at all for Brad in the entire tournament. It hasn't been top deck. It's been opponents' mistakes. Tie game.
Exactly. Yeah, tie game. Brad's going to pull ahead. Does Myth keep it close?
I think he will. Yep.
Yeah, he will. So we're still in the same position here. Brad with the possession arrow lead. Now into red. And Brad with the ditto, self-ditto on the 3. And Myth is out, for Brad. So Brad can pull ahead if he can continue running with this.
Yeah, Brad, great job at crescendoing at the right time, using that +4 as bait. Possible finish right here. Yep.
Yep, double, looking for triple check. Now a 5-card lead. Myth looking for something here. And he can't do anything. Is this game? No, it is not. So no red there for either. And we're headed back down Draw City.
Brad's got to get some top deck.
Brad did top deck check, but still no red here. Unless he has a number switch on the next turn. This is going to be another draw from Brad. And Myth makes the number switch. And it's a number. It's Trips finish!
The Peter Onjak, baby. The Peter Onjak.
Peter would be proud. Peter would be proud.
Great PO box right there. Number efficiency. Timed that one up beautifully. Ultimately, Brad, I have to look at this and say, you pushing the pace early, right? being aggressive on that yellow to blue combo reverse, it got Myth off his game. It forced him to flush all of his ammo. Was that ultimately the decisive move that gave you the momentum that won the game? Talk me through it, Brad. Myth, did you just think that when Brad pulled that blue early, right, that blue reverse, you knew you were kind of in trouble because that's where all the ammo was stored, and you were trying to get a plan A strat, and it just never came to fruition? Basically, I'm just looking back here. Yeah, was that really it? When he got the blue, you were kind of iced out. You just needed the blue a turn or basically a color later, and it could have been a different story. Myth.
Yeah, I was good with the blue, but then once you play the green, I did have greens, but I figured, oh, you might not have blue. I want to switch it over back to blue.
All right,
But
that's
that
fair
didn't
enough.
really make much of a difference.
I would also wonder about the mindset behind that switch because, I mean, I guess it wouldn't make a difference in the end because he had the 8, but I mean, I don't know, because like it's a thought of like he had the number efficient finish, but like what if he had, is that on the 8s there? I mean, there's nothing really you can do against that.
Nah, you can't do much. I didn't mind it because I thought about this too short. The reason why I know why he went green is because Brad switched off the green. It was the last draw city.
Yeah.
So I get where he's coming from, but when you have the P.O. box and you seal that envelope
Yeah.
and put it in the mail, chef's kiss. That's what Brad needed. Look, he said, I had no yellows in the start. I saved the red because I knew we hadn't seen it. I was pretty sure I had more there.
Yeah.
See you there at the end. That's bad, Brad.
See you there.
Yeah, that's how Brad works, though, right? Sure, I was saying. He'll start off a little slow, and then I'll see you at the finish line. That's what Brad did there. Good win for him. And he gets 2-0 on his homestand, which is huge. But we know what's coming.
Oh, we all know what's coming. It is 2-0 Brad, and quite a bit of Plan A, but we did see some Plan B emerge there in Game 2, and now the tide shifts to Myth here.
Myth, if this isn't anything other than 5, 6, or 7, I'll be stunned. What's it going to be?
All right, I'm stick to the classic for this one and go 7.
And I already had it dialed in. Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
Short's got it.
Stephens up. Here we go. They both join up. And Myth starts it up, and we are on a yellow 2 for this one.
All Brad's got to do, Short, is get 1 out of 2 in this homestand. That's all. He doesn't need to win both games. He knows it, too. He knows the low tier's coming in. He gets 1 out of 2. He's in a great spot here. He gets both, even better.
Not bad. Brad for a second was going to listen to our commentary for Game 3, but he deafens up after his first play, and just some Plan A yellow to start the game here. Nothing crazy yet. Going to take a few turns for it to truly wake up here. Obviously, on a 7-card start, you gotta keep your eyes open because it could be over in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, well, Brad really going to take his time right here, think this one through.
Thinking stopping it again.
Oh, huge from Brad.
Ace out 4 cards. It could be possible.
Huge.
He's down to 2 on the red.
Force the issue. That's what Brad wants.
That on a 7-carder, KT. That's just what you can see a lot of times. These runs like that can make a huge difference very quickly.
Can't Myth respond, though. He might have a +2 or 4 lurking in the back pocket. Yeah, this is really he's really good at. He knows the. That's interesting. Tries the ISO. Good work.
That's a big ISO. And it's a KT Classic!
Classic? Interesting.
Classic.
All right, we'll put it in there. That's interesting. So that tells me Myth is he's not getting what he needs on the ammo, and Brad he'll accept that. And that's what he wants for it. He wants to get this back into a game where it's 10+.
Yeah. He's down for that indeed, and Myth shutting down Brad's momentum there, pulling him into the corner with him. And we'll see who blinks first in this one. You look at it now, Myth down by 2, but now by 3 as Brad plays a card.
Brad likes this. He wants Myth to switch. Let's see if he bites. Nope.
Myth is going to play, so keeps it a 2-card deficit.
Brad's going to try to go into that. You got it right here, he says.
Oh, yeah, there's that switch into green.
Now this will put Myth back in a more advantageous position if he held the ammo, but Brad could potentially run it here, especially since he used a
He
little
could have
reverse
switched it
ender.
on that 5 too.
Yeah. Brad in a good spot. He's trying to put the. He's
Yeah,
going
there's
aggressive.
Dubs 5 into the blue.
Going aggressive short. I don't mind this.
And yeah, Myth is gonna just keep rolling with what Brad's dishing out here.
Brad in a good spot, down to a field goal. Myth still a long way to go. He's going to try to end around it, but he
Triple
can't.
play there. Can't get out of blue, but puts himself in a better position and Brad is out.
Intriguing
And Myth,
from
but
Brad.
Myth is going to make an immediate switch. That's what Brad wanted, but not red.
No, he needs
And
that
now
yellow.
Myth is at check. He's out of red.
Is this
And
game?
does Myth get a game? He does. Yep. And that is 2 reverses and a wild. That is, well, yeah, that's for Myth, and then obviously Brad with that big run, but that's all he needed.
Yeah, I mean,
no sweep today. Yep, exactly.
sure. This is 11 games in a row Myth has been a part of. I'm just looking back here where it has not went over 4 minutes. That's unheard of. That's unheard of. 11 games in a row where it has not touched 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is insane.
Cap would be jealous.
Yeah, for real. Myth, I'm really the only. Actually, I'm just making. Actually, if we go back to even the last series, it's 14 minutes in a row, 14 games in a row where it has not touched more than 4 minutes. That's unheard of numbers. Myth, once again, the echo chamber of pace is working. That's what you needed. Was that a case of saying, hey, I know I'm just the man at 7 cards? You got Brad in a really, really interesting spot, right? You basically flushed him out in the classic and was able to manifest what you need at the end of the red. Talk to me about how you use the clean cut switches on 2 color at Ice Brad. You just had the experience on the 7 cards. Go for it.
Yeah, I saw Brad was out Uno, and I did have cards I could play there, but I was like, I had a green 5 and I had other reds, but I was like, I didn't know what cards he could finish it off with, so I didn't want to risk anything. So I was like, ice out. The ice off out did pay off because Brad did switch the colors at the right times for me. And then once he ran out of cards to play, then I was just running down the cards.
All right, Brad, my question for you is that a case where you just have to chalk it up to say, hey, it's not something I like is 7 cards. You had a great momentum burst right there, and ultimately that KT Classic WoW where you kind of exposed yourself on the hang skip yellow where you kind of ran out dry was the benefactor in the loss, or do you accept that knowing I had the game won if it had just got back to green or blue, or it could have been a different story, or did you just have nothing? Talk me through about the process on pushing the pace on a 7 carder. Is that a case of just trying to get better instincts, build a little more platform, or are you feeling clean there? What do you know? Back to you, Short.
So 2-1 now, and once again we talk about what lies on the other side for these guys. Seth and Toasty sitting ready for they're playing next here, and had ammo just overthought it onto game 4. Yeah, pretty simple answer there from Brad. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, we will have a Final 4 match set by this evening as Seth and Toasty are on the other side of this pod, and that's gonna be another interesting one to watch, and we'll see who matches up in the Final 4. But still have a long way to go before that. We're only at game 4 of this one, so we'll talk that a little bit later. But for now, let's head for game 4.
All right, Myth. 7's off the board. You're special, but everything else is available. What are we thinking?
All right, I'm gonna go for 8.
Well, that's not a surprise.
No, not at all.
The old 5 through 8 classic. Go for it, Short.
All right, 5 through 8 classic. Yep, low tier once again, and we are off on the top floor of red. And red 9 to start, and Myth immediately nothing. Does Brad have some red to take an early lead? He will. That's a 2-card lead to start.
Once again, Brad, he has that overthinking thing he needs to solve, and let's see if he can solve it right here and make a quick adjustment. Sometimes you can get in your own head.
He runs it clean still.
Myth, nothing still. Brad, nothing. Here comes Myth trying to fire back, maybe trying to play his first card. It isn't a draw. That's huge.
He was saving up a little bit. Not just a dry on the hand there. At least it looks to be. May have been at the start there, but he didn't want to leave a door open potentially. Could have gotten that +2 first. And Brad immediately responds, cancels out the +2, but
Yeah, I mean, sure, you got to think 14 straight games in a row. As
In
we
the
go into
yellow.
yellow Swift, 14 straight games in a row where it hasn't even touched 5 minutes for Myth. That's unheard of. That's almost unheard of. See if Brad can adjust to that, because it's basically echo chamber pace, and now with the yellow switch here, he's going to have to be wary. But the +2 does throw Brad off a second. Brad looking to get back to 6 right here. Does he have it? Really taking his time now.
a lot more safe stuff from Brad here in this series. He's definitely been taking more of the pace control here.
Yeah, Brad has been down before. Remember, he's down 3-0 JT. He was down 2-1 to Ellison. He was down 3-1 to AL. That's all he's known. Nice 3-1 lead. Yeah, now a 3-1 here in his favor could be different. Here comes Brad running. I think he had a big run here to think about this one. Here we go. Yep, triple. Triple run. All right. Triple threat from Brad. Interesting yellow 1, too. Comes Myth now. We're going to take his time. He's down a little bit more possessions here. Really taking his time now goes Myth. 1 up this time. Here comes Brad.
Into blue
That's
with the
huge.
wild.
That's a
That is
check.
a big check. Yeah, that's a warning shot.
Bad Brad checking early. Can he get the check complete, though? Myth's going to have something. There's no way. Yep.
Yeah, he has something.
There it is. In the green, that forces Brad. Even if he has it right, he didn't. That's a big momentum
skip
shift.
3 combo there. Myth is off
Brad
and running.
blue. Nope.
Brad, though, top decks at 4 potentially there. Yep, that was a top deck 4 for Brad, and Myth continues to roll. And now a +4. Here it comes. That's 2-2. Big.
Another one short. Add it 4 minutes or less. They're at 15.
4:14 on the stream clock.
My word. Myth, once again, you've made a habit on this 5 to 8 package. And I got to believe right there, did you have a +4 saved up from the start with the wild? Or did that draw city really pay off at the end? Talk me through it.
I had it from the start, and I didn't want to use all my action too early, so I want to split it along, just right on the color switches, and then, yep, I could have gone with the blue reverse and blue 2 when he played that wild blue. I took a risk and just went for green because I thought maybe he had ammo that could affect me in the long run, so I took the other way.
Brad, I have to assume there, because you didn't really play any +2s or anything, you tried to push the pace in the blue wild and got hosed at the end. Was that really it? You had the ammos in blue and just came up 1 wild too short. Could you have done something different? I don't know. That was about all I could think of. I thought she had played that pretty well, but you got hosed as Nick joins us.
Joins us as we've just finished game 4 of the series, 2-2. As it's now a best of 7. No, best of 5. Best of 5. Had all blue left. New Myth might have something. Ooh, that's tough. So,
yeah, you're at one color short. I don't even blame him for trying to isolate to the end, but in this tournament, one color has just been a death sentence, and you can see it's 2-2. Myth once again gets it back on his patent 5-8 special. It works. That range is just his range.
So home team undefeated, and now we are into the next homestand for Brad, and he's gonna try and kill off that momentum, try and make the home side 5-0, and we will see how that plays out here in Game 5.
All right, Brad, you got to get something going here. You've been really good in the upper tier. I can't imagine you not doing something like 12 or 13. What is it going to be?
13.
I had a feeling. Great call from Brad. I'll take this one. He needs this one short. He's going to go to that OG sender. Here's Brad looking for the 3-2 and gets the lead back. Can he keep the home team alive? We're in. And he gets his own card in next year's game. There it is. The old bad Brad Blue Deuce.
Great segue into the bot. It hasn't been too much of a narrative stealer here. Myth has had his runs, Brad has had his runs. It hasn't really been too lopsided here, but still, a lot of exciting days ahead here.
Yeah, no, it's been all right. Obviously, there's not much you can do short on a 7 or 8. That's just the nature of a 7 or 8. It can go quick, right? But the upper tier packages have been fine for now. It seems like it's going fair. I know Brad had that crazy game 1 hand where he was monstering it out with the 5-bag finish, but other than that, it's been all right so far. The 7-8, you just got to expect it. That doesn't matter what
that
league
was
you're
already what we were having problems analyzing.
Yeah, 7-8, there's not much you can do. Now, Brad is going to be aggressive here. He goes off his famous blue deuce and he moves into that red deuce. Interesting.
Into green.
Now it's Poker City. 2-7 action. Jeez. Undercuts for Myth. See if Brad can cope. Myth is trying to pull the pace on the green. Maybe get Brad off his game. Maybe try to force a third switch on the 7s. That'd be something. Brad thinks stop. Really thinking. He goes to the green 1. Goes to the bottom 4 almost. Top 4 for Myth.
Talk about Brad's card start. We've also seen Myth's card several times. That blue skip.
Ooh. Crossover from Bad Brad. That's big. That's big, man.
Oh!
That's huge.
Myth with another wild save. Unbelievable.
Yeah, he's been getting these wilds like candy so far. That's been the difference. When you can get just that wild card, it changes the whole complexion. Can he counter? That's the key for Brad, or does he save that wild to the end if he has one?
Exactly.
Do you want to counter now? Now you got to think this through. I don't think Brad would really want to counter now because we're still a long way to go on 13. I don't see the point of that, and he knows it too. That's a ridiculous early check at 9 cards. It'd be a bold call from Brad if he has a wild, change it back to red, especially at 9. He's going to get out of it. That's a smart call, though. That's an organic call from Bad Brad. Throwing some seasoning on that end around.
And into yellow now on the 2.
Seasoning on the end around from Brad. What?
What?
That's insane.
That is ridiculous.
Myth with double wild. Brad is he's going to have to try to find another one. Does he have another end around play from green?
Or was there something in his back pocket? You'll see here. He's taking his time.
Brad's he's got to be thinking, what do I got to do here to get a little break? Let's see if he gets a little break here. I mean, this has been it's been the story, man.
Yeah, Brad really taking a moment here.
This would be an insane play from Brad here if he's got something cooked up.
Here he comes.
That's
Oh,
great.
there's
There
the
it is.
response.
I knew he had a yellow wild. I
Knew
knew he
had
had
a
a
back
wild.
pocket. Knew he had that back pocket play.
No way. Does Smith go for a third straight wild?
There's no way. What?
What the heck, bro? I'm sorry. I feel sorry for Brad. He did everything by the book and just got hosed.
I can't believe that. That's. Oh my God.
What did I just witness? Brad has a yellow 8, right?
What is happening? Maybe.
That would make that even more crazy if he has it. That's insane. That is some
Top
of the most.
deck's a +4. No. Oh, red. Okay.
But still, man, that's insane. That is insane.
I don't even understand.
What is this?
What is going? Wait, is this game?
It's game.
That is 2 +4s.
2 +4s, 3
Keeps
wild.
it under 5 minutes.
Dude, that's just bad.
3
Brad,
in a row for Myth. Oh my goodness.
Brad, I'm sorry, man, but I don't know what else. You maximized that game. There's no answer to that. I'd be pissed too. Brad, I'm just saying, you did everything right. You got him off you saved the wild like a pro. You did everything by the book and just got
Posed.
Torched. I mean, the man had 3 wilds and a +4 kicker, and then another +4 kicker and a +2. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what else. I just had to say I feel sorry. Could you have done anything else? There's no point of that. You just got hosed. Man, once again, you can't even say much. 3 wilds and 2 +4s. That's GG, buddy. I don't got anything to add. And you did it again, 16 in a row. That's crazy,
Welcome in,
man.
Tago, to the insanity chamber.
Myth, thoughts on that, man? Just insane right there. Insane. I haven't seen something like that in a while where 3 wilds were played. The last time we saw 3 wilds was played was Monkey, where I called him an idiot sandwich because he was just using it as a waste. This was just different. You actually used it efficiently.
Yeah, it was actually an efficient use, yeah.
Yeah. So they don't call me Monster Myth for nothing. So
Oh, boy.
I had wilds,
Ooh.
and then I realized I need to get rid of the wilds at some point so I can run the endgame combo. So I was playing the wilds, and I was pretty surprised seeing Brad had that last wild since I already had 3 of them. So I was like, oh wow. And then I just put it on green because I knew he didn't have any greens. And then I just ran it at the end.
Yeah, it was a one bot. This is one game. It's one game. It happens. Like, it's better that it didn't happen the entire series.
At least it wasn't a game 9 or something.
It wasn't a game 9. No way. Yeah, no way. But I mean, yeah, shame on the spot, maybe. But I mean, it up until that point, KT, we'd seen a pretty even split on from the bot here in the first 4, and even for most of game 5 there.
Yeah, Brad had a pretty monster hand game 1, but nothing like that. We hadn't seen someone get that crazy. That's probably the first game, excluding the 7 or 8. You can't do much. Those are just going to happen. Where
it happens that way. Yeah.
Those are luck-based games. This is the first time it was really bad. But Brad's going to have to start rethinking. Like, man, 13 wasn't working. Now, do you try to do algo hack? He's got some options here. 13's on the board if he wants it, but I want to see what he does here in this game 5. He needs to do something for sure.
Yeah, that was 4 wilds played. All 4 wilds played in that game.
In a span of 30 seconds. That's
2 +4s, both by Myth in that blue side. As Eli joins us, and Bad Brad now down again. He's down 3-2, but still he gets the call for game 6. Not sure what he's gonna do here. Probably stick with that upper tier. We'll see.
Brad, everything's on the board but the 11-10 pack. What do we want? All right, 12-pack indeed.
Vince
going with
back
the
into
12th
the
man.
mid-tier.
Back to 12th man we go from Bad Brad as we go into this game 6. If he gets this win, it's back to a 3-3. Can
It's a
Myth
best
make
of
it
3.
17 in a row? Can he go 17 in a row in under 4 minutes? We're about to find out.
Yeah, Myth's 16 in a row now, under 4 minutes. 4 minutes or less, not under 4 minutes.
Yeah, 4 minutes or less, correct.
Yeah, 4 minutes or less. Yeah, the stream clock said 4:56 on Game 5, by the way, so it was narrowly kept.
Man, pace has been absolutely electric right now. We're definitely tracking fast.
Yeah, it is 1:46 on the East Coast. We started right at the top of the hour.
As we got someone in the watch party chat. Oh boy. I think that
And
was
Sean
everybody.
Ard is in the building.
I think that was everybody that last game, buddy.
Yeah, it
Not
really
even gonna
was.
lie.
That really was. Myth makes the cross to blue.
Good +2 from Brad. You can't overthink it.
Yep. Semblance of control, +2. And dittos that 8 for Myth.
I mean, this has just been. It's interesting right now, short.
My brain has died from this tournament. Yeah, I believe you are.
It's interesting, short, because Brad, that +2, it can be a sign, and Myth is just not going to roll with that extra ammo back. He's going to roll into just the blue and play it clean. Let's see. Oh, no, here we go.
Here comes some wild retribution.
Is it wild retribution for Bad Brad? He definitely could use one. Here comes Myth. Plays into it. See if Brad can get a finish here. Maybe get some retribution from that last game. 8-5 now, Brad, because he got a 5-bagger or just tries to get this close to check, and then we'll force it at the end of the game here.
Once again, another one of those think-stop moments for Brad. Loves that pace management. He's been taking control of that power play.
A win. That's a win. That's a win from Brad. He had to do it. He had to pull the trigger.
Once
He
again,
had to pull it.
As you denoted on the scoreboard, there are 2 power plays this round.
Yeah,
and
that's
there's
it.
a double
Great
skip.
move.
Yeah, Brad's coming in for it.
Great move from Brad here.
This is about to be a best of 3.
Yep,
and there's the
that's
check
it.
play. Myth is going to draw here. And with the number efficient finish again from Brad. That one aided by the power play, but that is 2 number switch finishes for Brad there. Had that Trips 8 finish a couple games ago. That was his last win. So
yeah,
3-3.
Brad, I like it. I like the power play. You saw how monster Myth could have it. Don't want to risk it, right? If you get to a check situation, he +4s you, and this could be into a whole rigmarole. Great call right there. Was that instinct right there saying, hey, I don't want this to go 4-2? It's not always going to be in the case where you just keep getting lucky on comebacks. Let's get this into a best of 3 and change the momentum. That's a good power play. Myth, I'm going to guess you had nothing to combat on the green, and that power play was good, or you really just didn't have nothing and you actually flushed Brad? What was the theory behind that?
Well, I did have a +4, but
There it
also
is.
I was hoping to use a +4 as in like a finish, and not this early. I wasn't expecting the power play come out, and once the power play came out, I was like, "Oh, this game."
Okay then. Well, you got the advantage now, 2-1 on power play. You still control those cards. I mean, that's the only good thing you got. Do you think you can be? This is one of the things you talked about, improving that power play. Can you be more aggressive, knowing you're up 1, or how are you going to play? It's back into your homestand now, which you cooked earlier.
Yep. I mean, it just depends on how the cards go and how the game's looking. But having the power play advantage, especially in the last games, are going to make a good difference.
I just had to. I was pretty confident Myth wouldn't do anything on 5, but I don't know. I don't know. But I know I don't win if I don't power play there. Yeah, that's instinct right there, Short. Myth had the +4, right? If you get to check, he probably uses it, and then it goes back into a game of who knows, right? So I think that's a great move. 2 power plays makes it nice where you still got one, you can kind of play with it, compared to just having one, and that's it in the last round.
Yep. So Myth continues the streak of 4 minutes or less, as that was 2:56 by my count. And we are now into a best of 3 for a spot in the final 4, and it'll once again go the other way to Myth. And once again we talk about that power play advantage. We will see if that helps him or not. KT, take the double back here.
7-8, 13 off, buddy. We know you're the 5-8 king. What are you gonna be?
All right, I'm gonna go for 6.
Or that. Yep. The double back it is. Now this game gets really intense. Brad almost needs to find a way at least to split this at minimum. Cannot afford a loss here in Game 7, especially with the power play disadvantage. It's almost must win for him. Myth's in with that 6. Brad's in. Does Myth find a little bit more magic? He's going to get some magic on the start. Oh, unbelievable. The magic is back, Short. The start for ammo is here. And there it is. He's going to take advantage. Myth looking to get this win huge right here. Up 4-3 would be a big detriment to Brad's game plan. No power play on the first turn of the game. Brad goes back into green, though. That's a nice move from Brad. Great isolation. Even if he's got a draw here, huge move. Brad now using a little of that think stop theory. He's done a great job of wavering through the ammo all game. Had a little overthinking moment, but he hasn't let that get to his head despite some overthinking and a monster hand for Myth. And then aforementioned 13-card start in Game 5 that went 4 minutes. Brad looks for one right here. Short is back, I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're good. You haven't missed much.
Yep, nothing too crazy yet. Just a lot of clean, crazy 8.
Yeah, Myth was aggressive on the double back, on the double play right there. That was about it.
And
but he got iced out.
He did get iced out there, and that's what you can see a lot of KT on those low card starts. But now Brad's going to crack this one open with the red, and he's down to 3.
You know, if you're Brad, you can't risk it. I mean, we saw this. It's kind of deja vu. Ashley did that against Cap when we see this low tier pack, right? We saw Toaster guys big with the low tier. We're going to see a lot of that definitely coming up with him. This is the game where you have the +4 on these low cards. You can't risk it. And there's isolation from Myth. He's going to try to ISO back. Can Brad run it? Does he dare use that last power play? That's the other thing. That would be a bold call, but you never know. What's more important to Brad, the 4-3 or that one extra power play he has in the back pot? We're going to find out. I think that's what he's weighing his options right now. Got a gut feeling.
The likelihood that he uses it to get into a elimination, push Myth to elimination scenario with a power play?
It's possible. It would put him in check, right? We haven't seen Myth in a check like this. We saw him down 4-2, but 4-3 would be a little bit different. We know 5 cards is always out there for Myth. We know he can gamble on that and just go all in. Let's see if Brad has it right here. He's thinking this through. I think he's going to think about it short. I got a feeling. And he's weighing that heavy.
All matters about what sits
Yep. KT Damas in the building.
Wow.
Myth is going to draw. Beautiful. I know it. I just had
and
a
we
feeling.
didn't influence it because they're both deafened.
Right, but I could tell. I could tell. The way he thinks and stops like that, he was thinking about it. Is the deficit matter? Smart from Brad. Double +4. Myth draws. Take the lead. Let's roll. Let's roll. That's what he's saying. Made the break.
Now
Brad,
Brad,
I was just saying, man, I had a feeling you were split ammo in this and you needed to use that power play. Is that a case? Let's roll, right? We saw it Ashley against Cap. No power play. Took the gamble. Didn't pay off. But in this case, we're up 4-3. You know Mitt's got 2 power plays, but put him in check and force him to beat you. Is that what you were thinking in your head? I knew you stopped for a minute. That's what I was thinking. Myth, I mean, you got a double power play advantage. You're still in the driver's seat on that. But you got to now think with double power play, how are you going to time this out knowing that the 6, it didn't work there? Favorite Brad, do you change up your strategy or you live and die by the sword? What's the plan here? Even not so much the card start, just the mentality now with the advantage on power play and something you've been trying to work on.
Yep, so looking at this game, I wasn't expecting Brad to have 2 +4s, considering I already had a +4 as well, so I was like, oh snap. And once I saw the power play, I was like, oh, it's game over again. But yeah, I was open to have a finish. So yeah, I think I need to focus more on the defense end of things, at least in these later games.
I'm basically sure Brad is just saying I wasn't sure if I wanted to use it. You can see it. But I have the lead now. It's going to come down. Is the lead more important or the power plays more? That's the narrative, right? Is the power play more effective on the straightaway, basically, or is a nice 2-second lead? Is that enough cushion? That's what we're about to find out. This is a bold assessment for Brad.
Yeah.
I think it's something that we're going to be watching. Maybe not so much the next series, but definitely for the Yoshi Ghost series, that's something to watch. And the Christian Tago Ed series as well could be something to watch.
Yep.
But I think Yoshi Ghost could be a series where we see something like that where it goes close. Big move for Brad there for sure.
Yeah. Now, Casey just it begs the question with Myth. It's 2 power plays. I mean, he said he's been weak on the power play, wants to improve, but still being down 4-3, having 2 power plays, you're nowhere near out of it until the last card is played.
Yeah, I mean, and if he all he's got to do is really the icing would be if he wins this game short and no power, then it's really that's doomsday for Brad. 2 power play deficit into a game 9 is almost unthinkable. So this game 8 is going to come down either Brad's going to take a lot of risk here and realize that I have to go all in and play that ammo and force him back, or he says, you know what, I'll let him cook up some of that ammo, save a little bit back if I have it, and see if I can flush the power play out, right? Maybe get a big run, try to do a bluff package. We're going to find out. We'll see how big balls Brad will take care of this business downstairs, because that's what's about to happen right here. Here we go.
All right, it is time. Brad being down 3-2. Now has 1-2 in a row, and this one on the low card side to make it 4-3. He, with a win, will be in our final 4. First ticket punched, but first we gotta play game 8, and it's right now.
19 games in a row under 4 minutes or less. Will we make it a 20-pack, a 2-decade pack? Myth, what's it going to be? Once again,
All right.
7, 8. Well, yes, sir.
I'm gonna take a risk and I go 5.
Ooh.
This is what he did against Vapor. And we all know what happened. Can lightning strike twice in a bottle? Here we go. You guys short. I'll do game 9 if we have it.
Yes,
You know
sir.
that.
Yes, sir. As Myth joins up, Brad follows. It's game 8, elimination scenario for Myth, and we are underway on the red bottom floor. And Myth will play in, and Brad will take a moment, loads it up, and will we see it clean, or are we going to find ourselves another early switch here? We've seen a lot of quick number switches here to start off these games here.
I think he rips the top off and goes aggressive as possible short.
Oh, yeah, he's going to play it clean for the moment.
This could go quick. I mean, it's 3-4 now. This can go really fast.
Yep, that is the nature of these card starts. It's just who had. There's a lot of ammo involved, and that is huge for Brad in the low tier. And now it's down to 2.
Brad, he could be one step away, but no power play, right? He has none. Myth's gonna run.
Power plays, but Myth can roll with the yellow. Brad,
check. That's it. He can't power play. It's on natural, organic stuff right here.
Play. Gloves are off. They have been ripped off by the rule book. Myth
Could
with the
be
big
it.
switch. Is this it for Brad?
Brad to the Final Four right here. It is. You got it.
Wrong
Got it.
color. Wrong
Bam,
color.
Brad just won this
Wrong color. Unbelievable. Wrong color
Brad.
for Myth. Unbelievable.
Brad, well, I just go. Myth, did you have nothing there on the switch? What was the difference on the switch? You just said you couldn't trust the yellow?
I couldn't trust yellow because I thought it was running to the end, and honestly, I didn't really have any ammo. I had no action cards throughout the game, so the risk did not pay off today.
All right, we'll go. Yes, that's it. Yes.
That is it.
What up?
5-3 final.
What? I don't even know. Anyway, Brad, that has to be one of the most interesting wins. You basically had I remember the Caesar ALP. You were there live for that, where Caesar played that green wild. But this case, it was just an organic switch that went wrong. I said it right before that last game. You heard me. You basically said, I said you're going to be aggressive when you had to be aggressive, and you took those words and said, let's be aggressive. Is that ultimately what you want to do? Stay aggressive? Let's stay locked in. I have no power play. And what can you learn? Congratulations, man. You've come a long way. You got absolutely torched back in March in this round, and now you've made it to your first Final Four in this league. Is this one of your biggest accomplishments? Forget, not just this league and Uno overall you've done. And talk to me about how you will be back at another press conference too. You're gonna be back in that. You'll be back in the saddle on that too. 20 straight games in a row short for Myth. That's going to end under 4 minutes or less. That's something
That's
we
ridiculous.
I'd never seen something like that. It could still continue too. That's an active streak.
Yeah, and that's not all on his play. That's also because of just their opponent's hands. I mean, like, even the ones where Brad won, it was under 4. It was 4 minutes or less.
Yeah, looking at 22 minutes. That was it. 22 minutes.
Yeah.
wait
Bad
for
Brad
Brad.
has
Let's wait for
won, and
Brad, yeah.
Eli, I need the sound right now. Let's go.
Not queued up.
There it is. There it is, yeah. He
He's
is
back,
on,
baby.
and there's that log there. Just unbelievable. 2 4 3 4 4 2 3 1. That is ridiculous. I don't even know what to say about that, man. Oh,
Short then, do you want to hear something crazy? The last 2 games have ended in 22 minutes. The sweep from Yoshi Drip in this one, 22 minutes. That's it. Blink of an eye and you miss it. It's unbelievable.
yeah, it really is.
But yeah, man, for Brad, this is huge. I mean, he needed this in a sense that, hey, you know what? I'm the last big Super League guy left. He knows he knows what's in store now. Final Four, it was Final Four or bust. Whatever happens now is just house money.
Absolutely.
I saw the wild +4 in my hand. I almost screamed. Damn. The switches worked out in my favor. I wanted to keep Mitt's card count high so it wasn't just power play. So playing the +4 when I did were real bad, Brad. A lot of move. I told you to show the aggression. You almost screamed. This man is on it right now.
Yeah. So that is one of the first. That is the first of the 1 seed topplers to. There's the second of them to go. We obviously saw 3, as I mentioned off the top of this show here, 3 of the 4 who took out the 1 seeds have made it here. Obviously, Tago was the one to take out Abion, who took out DJ as the 1 seed down in Dragon Dance. That is the only exception to this, but the second to topple the 1 seeds in round 2 is gone in Myth, and now you have Ghost and Seth left in that company. As we head over to the Elite 8 bracket, and there is Myth and Brad. Brad is on in 8. Just a remarkable win for him there. First Final Four. And he's the top remaining Super League player. He is 12th in these rankings. The rankings going to have a major shakeup for Super League Reveal too. Let's just put it simply. You have Tago and Ghosts at 22 and 23. Tago will be tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock against Ed Ziemba. And then obviously you have Ghost, who's playing Yoshi tonight at 8. But coming up next for us here, Seth and Toaster. 9 versus 14. Seth took out KT in round 2. That's one of those 1 seed topplers I mentioned. And Ghost obviously took out Ashley in Acrobatic. That will be 8 versus 6 in that region. And then obviously Tago Ziemba is 5 versus 14. KT, just thoughts on this pod. I mean, we talk about how Brad getting here? He's got either Seth or Toasty. Just talk to me a little bit about this upcoming matchup that you're gonna have for us, as well as how either of these guys can match up against Bad Brad.
I think Seth would be more of a calculated game, in my opinion. If it is Seth Brad, I think it'd be more of a calculated game, a lot of polished Uno. If it's Toaster guy, Brad's going to have to do the same thing that he learned from Myth, because we know Toaster likes that 5 to 8 card package. I know we've seen Toast with the 15 once in a while break it out like ALP, but he has the experience against both. He's played AL. He's been well-rounded. He's played chaotic characters. JT, ALP, Myth. Those are chaotic. Ellison's chaotic, right? And he has the polished energy, too, where he's played in the past. He's played the likes of myself. He's played the likes of Carson. He's been well-rounded. Lamas back in March. He has all the well-rounded tools. I think he can beat either one of them, but it's the bot, right? If it doesn't go ridiculously haywire like we saw that one game, or really game 1 and 5 were the 2 haywire games, and even to an extent, Brad, the 6 card was kind of crap, the 2+4s, but just used the power play where the cushion was good. He can win the series. But at the end of the day, Brad probably doesn't care. I can ask him this question, who he wants. He don't give you know what. He's just going to keep playing regular Uno, probably put up a hyped quote, and just keep playing the game. That's how Brad rolls, man. He just rolls with the punches, and there's a reason why he's Bad Brad. That's it.
Exactly. And again, that'll be in just about an hour right here. Seth and Toasty, 9 versus 14, as you see on the bracket there. 8 o'clock will be Ghost and Yoshi. Tomorrow at 3, Tago, Ziemba. And we will have a Final Four field by tomorrow evening. And it is going to be exciting. So, for my partner here on stream today, KT, and for our great players, Brad and Myth, and Bad Brad making his way to the next round. And for everyone who joined us, whether it be via YouTube or here on the Discord Live BC, I thank you for joining us. I am not short. We will see you again at 3 Eastern. We will also see you tonight and tomorrow as we round out this field, and also plenty of D2 round of 32 action in June Gelato also happening over there. Got some sold out days coming up. We got a stream coming up on schedule again. We do have one coming up on Wednesday night, 7:30. Daniel Voiles, 4 seed, 5 seed Goldie. Should be a fun one in that round of 32 matchup. The field up to 48 players, so it should be an exciting field to watch. But for now, here in D1, I am not sure. Thank you all for joining us, and for all of us in MRE Uno, we'll see you in just a little bit.